toxic romantic relationship after a toxic romantic relationship has a lot to do with your self-worth, okay? Everything to do with your self-worth, how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, the identity you're holding of yourself, the perspective you have, and just really like how you see the world. So for me, self-worth, toxic relationship, hey, story of my life, okay? Until it wasn't. I'm 41 now. I met my husband 10 years ago, and it took me doing a lot of the inner work, like no longer avoiding doing the inner work to finally attract and call him in and build this amazing family that we have. We have a 3-year-old daughter. Never in a million years did I think I would have children, like no. But it happened because I'm committed to doing the inner work consistently. Self-worth was a big thing for me. I didn't have any. So if we're talking scale of 0 to 10 self-worth, I was below 0. Like I'm not even on the screen anymore. And the number one reason for this, which I came to understand, and a lot of help from my life coach with this 10 years ago, and I want you to ask yourself if this is landing for you. For me, my upbringing, my childhood upbringing, there was no good example predominantly in the household of a good male figure. There wasn't. Dad was, he rolled out when I was 3. Our grandfather was amazing. Saw him once a month. Not that much. Men in and out of the house because that's, my mom was a single mom raising 3 children. She wanted to, companionship, but nothing, no good examples really coming in. They would come and go. She had some long-term relationships. They weren't really respectful to her and nor to her children. Not really. So if that was my upbringing, but I don't want to make this all about me. Well, what about you? I mean, is any of this sound familiar? Was there not a good father figure, male figure growing up in childhood to validate you, to make you feel safe, to love you, to nurture you? I mean, even for mom, if mom wasn't there to validate, love, nurture, if you didn't have any positive parenting growing up, you're going to struggle with your sense of self-worth and confidence and safety until you start doing the inner work to change that, okay? You've got to start looking at, okay, what is it that you are missing? What is it that you are not giving to yourself that you so desperately want from other people, right? Is it the acceptance that you want from other people? Is it the acknowledgement, validation that you want from others, this romantic partnership or from this family member, right? But they just are not giving it to you. Is it a sense of safety? Do you want to feel safe when you're in their presence or in that relationship with them, but it's just not happening? The first step you need to do here to change these relationship dynamics, these things that you're looking outside of yourself for, that again, you should have gotten from the very beginning, but if you didn't, like me, you're going to have to start learning how to accept yourself, validate yourself, acknowledge yourself, and create safety for yourself in your own life. This is what we call reparenting yourself, being the mother and father to yourself that you never had. And this is you doing, this is also known as inner work. Okay, so if you have just gotten out of a toxic relationship, let's just say it was pretty recent, and you're like, all right, I don't want to repeat the pattern. Like I've waken up, I realize that I don't want to keep repeating this pattern in my life. And if you're a woman and you have children, you're like, I don't want this. I don't want my kids to keep seeing this. Very good, because now you have the self-awareness and the big desire of enough is enough. That's good. That's step 1. The second thing that would be really important for you to do, and I did this too, I'm not telling you to do something that I don't have personal experience with, is really just stay committed to not dating for a while. It's going to take time to heal from your past, to make peace with it. Okay, I'm not saying accept, it is what it is. It's just really starting to process and heal these wounds. Accepting to where it's like, okay, like meaning you can't change it, but I'm going to try to make some peace here with it. and start mothering myself, my little girl, my inner child, and start showing up for her so I can finally let this, let these wounds, like let them go, no longer identify, with how you've been treated, with what you believe of yourself. Like this is going to take several months. All right. So you're committed to being single for the next 9 months, a year minimum. Now you're going to start doing the inner work, processing your past pains and beliefs and these concepts and this identity that just isn't true. Like you were, I just want to say this, you were born enough, lovable, worthy, perfect. You were. You just were in the hands of caregivers that are so wounded themselves, they didn't even know how to show up for you. Like, it's like you were dealt a bad hand. I get it. Same here. So now you got to show up and be the mom and dad to yourself that you never had. So what does this look like? Where are you not accepting yourself, judging yourself, criticizing yourself? How you maybe get really excited about something, or you're judging your anxiety or whatever it is. You want to, as best as you can, to just start interrupting that behavior of judgment when you notice it. So if you're like, oh, like maybe you said something or texted something and you're like, oh, why did I say that? Oh my gosh, that was dumb, or was that insensitive? Just be like, you know what? You know that you're coming from a good place. For example, you sent the text. That's what you said. You were well-meaning from it. If you were, all right, enough obsessing and overthinking, right? So that's just one minor example of accepting yourself. Like the other thing I would say, like with body, and I really struggled with this too, because I thought that I would finally be good enough and lovable if I looked a certain way. I had acne growing up, like a lot of it, and my face was always red, and I still get like really red, but acne, oily skin, whiteheads, all of that. So what I started to do around 30, 31 was I'm like, all right, I have scars on my face. I have cellulite in these places. I have stretch marks in these places. Like, this is just like, I can't change this. I'm going to learn how to love me for me and just take better care of myself to where I will start feeling better. Okay. So just to give you an example, my coach was like, okay, Nikki, I'm not going to tell you never to go out and hang out with your friends, but don't do this. She's like, no happy hours 4 days a week anymore and coming home at midnight. That's not a happy hour. She would say happy hour is from like 4 to 7. It's not from 4 to midnight. So if you want to go to happy hour, have a drink or two, come home, start taking care of your skin. Have a little skincare routine, 2-3 steps to where you wash. If you want to do a toner or a serum, and then you do a moisturizer. She said one of your biggest pain points to where you never felt good enough or worthy or lovable or beautiful was your skin. So start loving yourself, parenting yourself, showing up for yourself, how you wanted others. Like, start taking care of yourself, how you wanted mom and dad to take care of you. So what does that look like? Getting home at a decent time, taking care of your skin, doing your skincare routine, and getting to bed at a decent time. And I was like, oh, okay, I never even thought about that. But I started doing that. And I just started feeling like more confident because I was doing something hard, right? Breaking a pattern of constantly going out and trying to run away from my feelings. Like, I just started being with myself, taking better care of my skin, started feeling better, and my skin started looking better, right? The next thing I started to do to really create safety in myself and to really just acknowledge myself and my existence and my worth, and really to be there and respect myself, was I hired a personal trainer. Like back then. I actually have one now too. But I hired one then to where I had someone coaching me and training me on, okay, like, this is how we start working out when we've never really worked out before. We start here at these basics, and then we gradually grow. And I did that for years. And yes, it was a big investment, but me investing, financially into myself and showing up at 6 a.m. for the workouts and learning something new and feeling stronger and starting to look better and really like what I see when I was looking in the mirror, that was amazing. That was love to myself and just respect to myself, and also me doing hard things to where I really started to build my self-worth and my confidence. This beautiful red cardinal bird right here in front of me on my window. Sorry, I got sidetracked, but it's just bright, beautiful red when there's all this white snow everywhere. I just see that as a spiritual sign. Anyway, back on track. Another thing was I started to not overwork. So I used to be in the finance insurance industry, tons of driving, kitchen table sales type kind of thing. You're as good as your last sale. You always are like trying to prove whatever in this male-dominated environment. So my coach was like, okay, like I get it. You're trying to win, do good, make a ton of money, prove yourself. And it feels good, right, to be successful. She was like, you can't do 5-6 appointments in one day. Like, you know that you're coming home, going to bed without washing your face, you're eating McDonald's on the road, so something's got to change. So I started to adjust my schedule to 3 appointments a day. And this is what I could do. So I would get home no later than 8 so I could take care of myself and eat something relatively healthy. So I'm just sharing these examples with you of the inner work, what the inner work means. It's really reparenting yourself, taking care of yourself how you wish you were taken care of growing up. This is how you build self-worth and confidence and self-respect to where you then start calling in, attracting a healthy relationship. If I can do this, okay, someone from my upbringing, I know there's other people who've had it a lot worse. I know there's some privileges that I have. And I don't want to minimize the adversity in my life growing up. If I have been able to make these changes in my life, like I was able to because things got bad enough. Like I was tired of being used for sex. I was tired of being talked to very disrespectfully. I was tired of just going from one new relationship every 3 to 6 months after the other. I'm like, this can't be my life. Like, I'm 30. Like, something's got to change. So that's when I discovered life coaching. And then that's where this wasn't the only thing she taught me, reparenting myself and doing the inner work. She taught me a lot of things, but this was the basic. This was the foundation. Okay? So stop avoiding doing the inner work. Come to terms with and just admit to yourself, you got to change some habits. You got to stop staying up late, going out so much and drinking so much. Maybe you got to start exercising and working out. And maybe you got to stop working so hard to prove yourself and for validation and acknowledgement in your career, in your professional environment, because yes, you get some acknowledgement there and praise, but what is it costing you, health-wise and internally mindset, right? Because like these people at your job, like they're not, like they're with you as long as you're there. Start here. So I'm going to end with this. Where are you? What are you taking away from what I'm sharing with you today that is really speaking to you, that's really making sense, and that you are really feeling encouraged to start trying? Coming home earlier, taking better care of your skin, exercising more, eating, like, what is it? Share with me below in the comments. I would love to know. And if you're at a point to where you're like, I am really ready to get serious and I really want to fast track attracting healthy relationships, and I don't want to do this on my own, maybe you're someone to where you're like, I'm not good at holding myself accountable. I am not good with being consistent and, determining the next steps. This is the work I do in a Confident Woman Unleash, my signature program. If you're interested in having guidance, having support, someone taking your hand and walking you through step by step to completely transforming your life and the relationships and everything in it, I would love to help you. I've been doing this work for 8 years. You can go to the description below, go to my website. It's just my name, nikkimcmillan.com. Learn more about my work, the women I've helped. And if it's speaking to you, book a call with me, clarity call. Let's have a conversation. We'll take things from there. Was this helpful today? If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe so we can go deeper and deeper on this every week. All right, my love. See you in the next video.